This is a podcast edition of Global Sounds on Joy 94.9. In Melbourne, you can tune in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on 94.9 FM or online at joy.org.au/listen live. For more information, visit joy.org.au/global sounds. This is Global Sounds on Joy 94.9, and that's Kartick and Gotam with a track called Route 22.
Very nice track too. And they're in Melbourne for the opening night party of the Australian World Music Expo tomorrow night at the Hi-Fi Bar in Swanston Street. Their DJs Kartick and Gotam, Patrick Sebag and Yotam Egam. Welcome to Global Sounds on Joy, guys.
Hello.
Hi, thank you.
You play a blend of intriguing local music from around the world with up and coming electronic beats. We heard that last track came from your latest album, Business Class Refugees, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about that shortly. Can you tell the listener something of your backgrounds, please? Who's going to go first, Yotam or?
Yeah, I'm originally from Israel, and my background is a sound engineer. Almost 20 years as a sound engineer. And the last 6 years, I've been based in South India, working from a studio over there, and doing a lot of work in Southeast Asia.
And Patrick?
Yeah. I'm from Israel. I'm based in Israel also, in Tel Aviv. My family are from Morocco, and I'm doing music, since the day I was born.
What got you started in music? Is there anything that...
I just started, I was 7 years old. I found an organ in my room that belonged to my brother. He didn't find any use with that, and then I started.
That's very good. And when did you two start collaborating together? And how did that come about?
We met at the studio in Tel Aviv, I think it was 94, 95. I came to record my first album. I had a rock band. In Israel, we signed with a big company over there, and I met Yotam at the studio. He was our engineer. And since then, we are working together.
Working together. When was that, did you say?
Well, 15 years ago.
15 years?
Right. Yeah.
Quite a while. Your music fuses live recordings of musicians from around the world together with electronic beats, creating electro folk without borders, I think it's been described. And of course, that's something we play, edgy music without borders. Would you consider yourselves DJs or producers or musicians or what?
I think
who's going to answer?
All of them together. It's okay.
Yeah.
To be also a DJ and also a producer. We do. We compose also music. We record it. I think the DJing part is mostly belong to the show when it's getting on stage. So we use kind of a DJ set.
And how did it come about that you went to Chennai to record?
We were involved in a couple of projects, music projects, which were related to different things. One was an album we worked quite a few times in Israel, and Patrick came over. I was working on a project with the London Symphony Orchestra in Chennai. And that's how the Chennai journey started, basically.
Right.
Then Chennai is an amazing hub for... it's basically the Carnatic music, which is the South Indian, very strong... it's a capital. And from there we traveled all over.
And as a result of that collaboration there, your album Business Class Refugees came about. It was released here a couple of months ago. And how did you come to get the music together for that? Well,
the album just, I don't know, it just happened by itself because we were very busy doing other projects. And Kartick and Gotam, this album, it was a side project that we made some tests or just for fun.
Okay.
It was kind of a lab. We didn't call it even a project. There was no really big plan to make an album. And I think as the time went by and it hooked us and it became the main project at the end.
Is there a meaning behind the name, Business Class Refugee? Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
tell us a story.
No, we were on a different project, traveling to Indonesia at the time. Can't remember, a few years ago. And it was from Chennai, Singapore, Jakarta, and we had to stop over in Singapore for a visa. But then the flight was overbooked, so we were upgraded to business class.
Oh.
We got into Singapore, and knowing that we'll have our visas in a couple of hours, we ended up waiting for the visas for 3 days with no passports.
Wow.
So we were kind of stuck.
Yes.
As a refugees, we got no passports.
That's right.
And
So-
in a business class lounge at the airport. And
well, I guess it could have been worse. It could be in the regular lounge.
yeah.
But still, that must have been a bit disheartening. Like being stuck for 3 days in the airport. That must have been. Well, how did you spend the time? Did you actually?
That's when we decided, okay, we're going to do an album.
Yeah.
We spend most of our time with the laptops, editing the recording we have, start to make tracks and music.
Yeah. So actually, that's the thing with today's technology.
Yeah,
You're
it's
able
amazing.
to. Yeah, because if it was say 10 years ago, you'd just be stuck there, very
That's it.
upset. So
Of
you actually
course.
made good use of the time you were stuck.
Yeah.
And the result is the album that we've already
Yeah.
played and
Yeah.
we're playing
We
for.
love technology very much.
Yes.
Anytime we were very addicted to that, and I don't know. I have lots of belief in technology. I think it's amazing time for musicians today.
Mm.
They
There's,
have,
there doesn't seem to be anything pure on the world music stage anymore, like
Not
traditional, I should say.
Yeah.
Most things are taken apart and remixed and
yeah, but
sampled.
it's also kind of a natural thing.
yes, I agree.
It's
Yeah, I
natural
think it's
thing
musicians are traveling a lot more than before, and they,
Yeah.
as you said, as you were traveling, you're picking
Yeah.
up different vibes, different
course.
influences, and
And collaborating more.
Collaborating, the
Yeah.
fusion is very much happening all over, everywhere, anyway. Even in hip hop, you can find some Spanish influence, for example,
yes,
or pop. Or
We actually see this whole Kartick and Gotam as a platform for music collaborations.
Right.
And this time it happened to us in Southeast Asia, but now we're working quite a lot in the Arabic Middle East area,
Right.
and we're looking at this type of influence to come into the next album.
I suppose your next album's going to be called First Class something.
Hopefully.
I'm sure you won't get stuck in business class next time. What can the listener expect to hear from you both tomorrow night at the opening at the Hi-Fi Bar? What sort of music are you going to play there?
yeah, it's kind of a mix between 2 DJ sets and 5 musicians from India. And I don't know, it's hard to explain the music. We're using lots of video art also and dancing.
Okay.
I think it's kind of cross-culture, cross-border music. It's electronic, but still it's very folk. It's groovy, but very melodic also.
We'll enjoy ourselves.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
think
hope.
well, the best way is to actually get down to the Hi-Fi Bar tomorrow and listen
yeah,
to
please.
it.
Yes.
Thank you, Kartick and Gotam,
Kartick,
Yeah.
I should say, for
Thank
coming
you.
in and chatting to us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. This is a podcast edition of Global Sounds on Joy 94.9. In Melbourne, you can tune in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on 94.9.